Hey guys, so I'm gonna start a new series of review videos, but for the older heroes, the heroes that you have inside your rosters, but you're not sure if you want to upgrade them or not. So I'm gonna give you recommendations on these and so to see if you can make them work and things like that, and just to know, if they're still good. So let's check out good old Theo. His full name is Theodor, but most people call him just Theo for short. So, first of all, ever since I got him, he's always been one of these cool looking heroes. Check this out.
Do you want me to stay?
Look at that power that he still has stored inside,
I
but
hate this endless fight.
just waiting to come out and, destroy everything. That's the impression that he gives,
Humans never
for
learn
sure.
to accept each other.
So, that's the first costume. The second costume he has is pretty much Baby Theo. Baby Theo. So that this one is pretty funny, to be honest. So anyhow, Theo is an interesting hero because on the attack, he doesn't exactly work like many heroes, but he's really more designed for defense more than anything. Let's talk about his abilities. 193% damage. It's not a lot of damage, but the main thing is that if he takes damage, he's gonna store it as if it was 100% extra damage, pretty much. So if you have them plus 5, you can get these stacks of 100% up to 5 times. So here it says 3. But if you have them plus 5, you'll be able to do 5 of those. So that's going to be like 600, 693%. So that's pretty high amount of damage for every single hero. So that's pretty nice. And the other thing that he actually has is that when he actually takes damage, at that moment he's gonna get a stack. It's gonna protect him for 30% of the damage taken. So that's interesting. So if you fight Theod the boss in campaign, you'll notice that he is immortal pretty much if you keep on throwing in your skills at him. But here, the problem with this ability is that it only lasts for one turn. So people, you have to wait one turn and then attack and so forth to be able to take him down in campaign. However, that's a really high amount of damage on defense. It will take a lot of people by surprise. So his awakenings here. His first one is gives him 25% life steal. Yeah, that is a very good ability for sure to keep him alive, especially since he has to take damage before preventing the damage. So he comes in, he goes off, does the damage, and gains a lot of life back on his own. That's really nice. So he'll take on awakening number 2. He'll get 8% on everything. However, he'll take 12% less damage versus purple and red elements, which is interesting. Not groundbreaking, but still interesting. For sure. We'll talk about the purple one in a second. Then restore self HP, 33% of max HP when killing an enemy. So if he actually kills an enemy, he'll gain a lot of life there. So that's pretty nice. Then the same as number 2. Awakening number 5, the same as I said in before, that he can stack up to 2 extra stacks. So this at first glance doesn't seem like much, but when he actually get the 5 stacks, he can do really nice damage, guys. Especially versus a yellow team. If somebody brings in a yellow team to kill him, usually this will wreck them. That's for sure, guys. All right. So one of the things you have to take into account with Theo is that his defense is usually lower than his other stacks. So So this is where his faction comes in, Royal Guard. Because if you have other Royal Guard heroes on your team, he's going to raise his defense to 10, 20, 25%. But I usually recommend to use 3 heroes at a time if you're going to go on this strategy. I'm going to show you a few teams like this in a second. Alright, let's do that right now. Let's go to good old arena. So teams that you could use him. Let's see. If you have your heart set on to put him on defense, you could use a team like this. Let's see. Like a red team. Garabeth is nice here. And you could put Theo. Where are you, Theo? Oh. Thing is that I get confused with the costumes and stuff. So with these 3 heroes, you're gonna get to 20% for sure on every single one of them. So Colette, Garabeth, and Theo are gonna get 20% extra defense. So that's pretty nice. If you don't really like this setup, and not a lot of people use Colette like me, you can go with Mary. If you're just beginning, you can try with her, and or maybe even with Zach here, which is Zach. He's not a really good defense hero, but if you don't have any other options and you're just starting off the game, that could be an option for you, and so forth. So on the attack. Oh wait, there's something else that I need to mention about Theo on defense. His ability for creating stacks, you could say that he's not gonna be very good on his own, on the attack and on defense. However, if you use a hero that shares damage, that's when he really comes in. Because if you have a damage sharing hero, like a Theodor, like Valerie, every single time they go out, he's gonna get a stack. So that's the main idea. So either one of these, or even Jane. By the way, you can use Jane as well. Jane here. I don't use her much, but she is another Royal Guard hero, so she could be one of the your third hero to bring in. Let's see here, because I really like to use Colette, so pretty much like this, and maybe Jane, because Jane is also shares damage here. So that's going to be your 3 Royal Guard heroes, and so forth. Let's see. It could be like this on defense. Could be. It really depends, because in this team, it's going to share a lot of damage, and Colette's going to take damage, and Theo's going to take damage, so it's pretty good. It's pretty much working all together to actually counter every single attack and throw all that damage. So this is for defense. This is definitely a good team for defense. If you have your heart set for the attack, you always have to try to pair Theo with the damage sharing hero. Usually the best hero for this is Valerie at +5, because straight out the bat she's gonna put the damage share for 6 turns. Yeah. Usually people use Jane and Isadora, whichever way it's best. So yeah, that's pretty much Theo in a nutshell. I don't recommend him being used on the attack so much, because it does take time for him to actually get the stats, but on defense, he's definitely an option. If you have him and you love using him like I do, and I really like using him, you can definitely use him there. That's for sure. And final thoughts on Theo. If you really want a hero on defense and you don't have better options, Theo is your guy. As long as you have damage share on your team. There are better options, but I still like to use Theo just for fun. I really like how he completely wrecks teams, and I do have a few ideas with some new heroes that I still want to try out, and I will try out. That's part of the fun of playing with Theo. Alright? Thank you very much for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.